This is Kingdom Radio.
This is Kingdom Radio with your hosts, Ron and Laura Roby.
Guess who we have today, Laura?
I'm pretty excited. Let's hear it.
Man, it is the only female that's in the Christmas Light Installation Mastermind. This person is referred to as the #1 sales and marketing person in the country. I've heard like 5 or 6 people say that about this person. Miss Stacey Jordan.
All right.
Miss Stacey Jordan.
Hi.
Last time we seen you was at Last time we seen you was at Transworld.
Las Vegas, baby. Vegas.
I know, we should have went to Vegas next. The cool thing about Transworld, for us, we haven't met all the people yet, and so there was the first time saying, hey, Stacey, I've seen you like for 6 years on Facebook. But there you are in person. You know, it's like, hey, you know, it was like, you know, things like that. For us who are like stalking everything Christmas and we're all about Christmas all the time, you know, to see these people, it's like, do they know they're kind of like a celebrity to us, but we're not going to try to make it a big deal, you know, they're there.
I didn't realize when I started all those videos for the different types of Facebook pages that they'd be seen by thousands and thousands of people around the country. I don't think about the reach that we have in social media. I know that it's there, obviously, that's why I do it. But when I'm actually, people are like, oh, I know you. Oh, I know you? From where? Oh, from Facebook. Oh, okay. You saw my video. Okay.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Like, did I say anything weird? Like, your first question, did I say anything weird?
Yeah.
It's like, probably.
Question number 2, do I need to get a restraining order?
Yes.
No, but
you would know. I know all about that.
we, Laura and I, neither one of us have been to California, right?
Nope.
And we wanted to go. I was looking on the map. I was like, hold up, Long Beach. Like, you're kind of Long Beach, kind of LA. But I was looking at Houston, and I was looking at where you are in California. We're about the same, like, you know, you say in South. We're about the same on the equator, but I'm sure California is much different than Texas. What's it like living there?
So I'm born and raised in California. I'm born in Huntington Beach, Surf City, they call it. Do I surf? No. I've tried a few times. I think I did it when I was 13, and I like lost my bathing suit top. And I went a couple of years ago with my my stepdad. He's an avid HB surfer guy, and he's always done that. And they took me surfing and Newport Beach, and I looked down and saw all the stingrays below I could visually see them in the water below my surfboard, and I yeah, this isn't, I'm going to go.
Yeah.
I know there's fish, but I'm not going to go there and look at them and swim with them. I'm not interested in that at all. So,
it looks like a swimming pool, but it's not.
It's not. And so, yeah, in California, the one thing that everyone says is, wow, that's expensive. And wow, that's a lot of traffic. How do you do that? And it's, I don't know why. I don't know how I do it. I just do it. But my family's there. I have 3 kids. So my son is about 10 minutes away half the time with his dad. And my daughters, I raised them there. Their dad lived locally as well. And so my daughters are now 23 and 21. Wow. So my son is now. So now that I've switched to this company that I'm with now, I have the freedom to travel and to change the location. So that's my next step is out of California. That's my next goal, to get out of California. I guess
if you're traveling on the road so much, I mean, you pretty much can live anywhere, right?
I really can, and thank God for technology.
This is the exclusive Stacey Jordan interview on Kingdom Radio.
You started off at Decor Light, and that's where you kind of slipped in and it's like just being like an entry-level position. Then it just kind of, your career kind of grew from there, right?
Right. So I started out, I mean, in life, I was a waitress. That's what I did. I worked at Denny's. I worked with people. I worked at some high-end Italian restaurants on the beach here in California, because there's beach towns and you can make good money doing that.
Sure.
And I ended up, meeting my daughter's father and having a couple babies, and didn't want to really, forward with that family life with him. So I was a single mom, and I had some friends that worked for a Christmas company. I had no idea what they did there, but one of my friends said, "Hey, I have a position open in my call center. I'm looking to hire somebody to come help run it and see, just give you a job." And I was in school, taking a bunch of classes for basically Microsoft Office work, so I'd understand computers better, and a CRM class. And I was focusing on, because this was the year 2003. So I was focusing on learning about computers and networking and how they all work together. And the internet was pretty new back then, and email was newer. And so I was in those classes, and I was only working part-time at a daycare center. I'm a preschool teacher in a daycare center doing that, and building all the owner of the daycare center's web, like forms and files and things like that. So I was already doing all the administrative work on the computer for her. And he's like, "Come work for me in my call center." I'm like, "Okay, I'll check it out." And I'm like, "Is it full time? Like, I have these kids." And so it was part-time work, and I started there, and pretty soon I was really good at it. I just got on the phone, started talking to people, and it was really simple for me. I followed the script. They gave me a script and said, "Here, read this, say these things, and put this information in the computer, and then move to the next thing and tally these things." So we actually tallied things on paper back then. It wasn't all computerized, right?
No, up until I met Laura, everything was like written down. She was like, "No, you enter this in spreadsheets." Yeah. I was like, "Oh, okay."
We'll get you up to 2005 someday, Ron. We'll get you there. It'll happen.
You know what I mean? It's like, with Laura and I, the only way that, our business works is her helping me. Without her, geez, I can't figure out how fast or how hard I would fall on my face, to be honest.
Right. But that's the goal, is the freedom, right? I really want to spend, my son is now 10, and I want to spend the next 8 years of his life traveling with him. I took him to Houston with me, to the warehouse, and we stayed with my daughter, who was living there for about 12 days a couple of weeks ago. And I just love that, like being able to take him with me and show him, what it's like around the country and in the world. And my daughters didn't get that experience. So now I can travel when they're adults, but it's not the same, right? So that the goal is freedom.
I see. That was one thing that Laura and I noticed about Josh Trees and his wife and his family. We were kind of looking back, and it's like, damn, his whole family's working together. They're like traveling together and working together. It's like, man, that's cool. I'd like to do that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, our kids are already grown up and out of the house, and getting them into the family business is tough. But the two young ones, it's like, that might be cool for them to grow up, now that we've changed our lifestyle to have more freedom, like you're saying. Man, that'd be awesome to do that one of these days,
It's true. And you know what, even just if they're not actually if my son's not actually working with me, because he's obviously too young to be doing the stuff that I'm doing,
Sure.
but he's witnessing how I'm interacting with customers, how I'm talking on the phone with my potential vendors, how I'm, what am I actually doing when I'm at work all day, right? And it gives him the skills to say, like, when he starts complaining about his homework, like, "Oh my gosh, that took me 30 minutes to finish this, blah, blah, blah." And I'm like, "Really? Did you watch how many hours I spent on this project right now?" And he's like, "I saw that, Mom." That's business, that's life, right? You get, if you set yourself up right, you can be doing the things you love to do and be getting paid for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And they're not learning that in high school at all.
No, and whatever he's passionate about,
you have to see that and experience it with your own eyes. And there's no one teaching that. Work ethic.
Right, exactly. So, I want him to see that he can enjoy the work that seems tedious and hard. Like, he can enjoy that part of it. Just like laundry, right? Like, I learned over years, love having clean laundry, right? And it just takes a process to do it. It does take, the time to go and separate the laundry and then wash it, then take it out, then fold it into certain piles and put it away in the right drawers and all that. But I love it when it's done. And the same thing with like the Christmas industry. Like, it takes a lot to get from that cold call to the person you never worked with before to getting in front of them and finding out what they need and who they're working with, then going from that stage to the stage of design and implementation of their program. And then from finding the products and and sourcing it all out and then building it and presenting it to their group and putting a presentation together. And then it goes, then once they buy it, then it's the contract stage. Then there's so many steps involved, but the goal is to have that giant Christmas tree lit during their ceremony on time.
Yeah.
Right. And then everything's happy and the kids are smiling and life is good. And then I felt like I've done something at that point, right? I've created something from start to finish. That's something that I enjoy and it feels good and it's rewarding. And, you know, that's the skills I want to teach my son is being able to, yes, it's not fun making 100 phone calls in a week. It's not fun doing whatever it is that you have to do for the tedious part of your work life. But when you do it, the results will show. So.
Dang, Stacey Jordan.
You're listening to Kingdom Radio.
Yeah, Stacey Jordan. Man.
So what would you say is your favorite thing about the Christmas business? Is it the result or is it something else?
Of course, the relationships with my clients, right? Whether it's a vendor relationship, a supplier relationship, or the one-on-one end user business-to-business relationship. Because, I mean, in the industry, as long as I've been, some of my clients have been working for ABC Shopping Center for the last 25 years, and I've been part of the last 50 of that with them. And every year, our company or whatever company that I'm with, or me, myself, have provided those relationships. We go to lunch, we'll have dinner together, we'll talk about the family, we've watched each other's kids grow up, right? And because of Christmas, right? If it wasn't for Christmas or the events that they're putting on there at their location or their business or their city or whatever it is that they're working with, we've built that relationship. And the second half of that is I love spending other people's money, right?
Yeah.
So,
well, yeah.
Yes. Yes.
So if I work on a project and they say, oh, I want this giant thing, and then I say, well, it's going to cost around $500,000, it's going to cost you $100,000, whatever it ends up being. That's not even their money. It's their company's business expenses. They have a budget they have to fit in for their marketing or for their event services. Right. So they get to spend other people's money too. And it gets to be fun. Like I really want to put up this teddy bear that does whatever, and we can figure out how to do it, and it's just the fact
I want
that
to put a big Easter bunny in the mall. Did you see that?
That's beautiful.
I'm addicted to that Easter. My Hayden here for me, he makes fun of me. He's like, the bunny again, Stacey, you're still talking about that bunny. I'm like, yep, it's going to happen. It's going to be in a mall somewhere in the U.S. this year, 2023 for next season for Easter.
Awesome.
Be there.
And then you're like seeing Stacey Jordan on Facebook, like, look, I'm still selling stuff and I'm still installing stuff. You're like, dang, I feel like a slacker, like an underachiever completely. I didn't even think about that. What a great idea.
Right. Actually, I'm working on right now the business development part of it. We're working with Envirolume, our catalogs for this year. We have a Dia de los Muertos coming out. We have a whole Halloween catalog coming out. A whole large-scale decor for drive-through parks coming out. So we're really trying to focus on what everyone's been asking us for. We're listening to our clients and our client base who are reselling to all of their customers and really finding out what would be helpful for them to use to sell to their clients, right? Because I'd love to see a company who's making $100,000 right now make $500,000 next year. And I'd love to provide them 60% of the product for that, right? And the rest they can get from someone else, right? So that's how I look at it. If I can find 5 companies or 10 companies that are doing that, then I've already tripled the sales for the company for the year.
Yeah.
Right? And it's really building 5 relationships.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna tell you the truth. Yeah, that's what I did. I've heard like 5 people told me, look, Stacey Jordan is the best person for sales and marketing in the country for Christmas lights. And I was like, I asked a couple people, said, man, she's gonna be on the radio. And they're like, I'm telling you, she's the best.
That's so humbling to hear that.
Yeah.
I think of myself like that. Like I just do what I love to do. That's how I see it. And I think awesome. That's why I keep doing it, because I enjoy what I do, and I feel there's a purpose behind it. Like I said, if I can help a company who's making maybe $100,000 or $200,000 now, and I can help them get in with some of their big local shopping centers or cities or malls or whatever they're trying to do to build their business, and I can help them triple or quadruple, they're changing their life, their families' lives. Their lives are being shifted. If I can help them let go of some of those limited beliefs about themselves and their business. Let go of some of those limited beliefs about themselves and their business. Let go of some of those limited beliefs about themselves and their business. And then they can do like what my sales coach, Ursula, did for me. Ursula Inc., by the way, I'm going to promote her on here. Ursula Inc. is her website. Whatever she did for me, like if I can help other people to do that by the little amount of stuff that I've learned in my small amount of time here on earth, like, and I feel like I can affect people in that way, then I live purposefully and I'm happy. I have joy, and that's what I want, is freedom and joy on the inside. That is definitely what life is living for.
Now, do you help companies, like, say, I've only been doing this for 6 months, or it's my second season, or say that's the scenario, but for some reason I paid so-and-so to do my website or whatever, and now I got this big shopping mall or this big, multiple dealerships or commercial properties that's interested in doing business with me. Stacey, can you help me? I have no idea what I'm doing. Would you help out in situations like that?
100% I will. I have a calendar link that I'll share with you so you can share it to your guests or whatever media you put it on, that they can make an appointment with me, and I'll set aside a 30-minute free consultation, and they can just bring it. Bring what you got. Bring the pictures of the shopping center. Bring your ideas that you have. Bring what your customer wants, and we'll talk about it, and we'll just knock it out, and I'll help you figure it out, because that's usually where people get stuck.
It's usually those clients or those game changers for companies when they're a medium size or they're kind of a big company, and then they get these opportunities like 2 or 3 that come in. It's a game changer. It could take you from that company to a huge company if you can just do this correctly. But some of the owners, you're learning every year. I mean, even at this point in our season, every year you're still learning, how to do things better. But having someone that you can call and say, I don't want to mess this up, but it's a little bit out of my league. I know that you're a professional. Can you walk me through this one? I think I can do the next one by myself, but can you walk me through this big customer so I don't embarrass myself? I want to knock it out of the park and take it to the next level in our area. The fact that you provide that, That's interesting to me. I mean, I like that. I seen online you were at like some, I guess you're going to a bunch of different conventions. I'm not sure exactly which one it was, but I knew there was Chubby Checkers and that UFC referee Herb Dean. I was like, check her out. I was thinking to myself, you've been doing this for a long time. Who's like the most famous person that you met that you were like, oh my God, I can't even get a sentence together. They're so famous. Nothing like that?
Well, there's this guy.
Oh, there is.
This guy in Texas named Ron.
Yeah.
Yep.
If someone's trying to do business with you, what do they do to get in contact with you?
So to do business with me, all you need to do is send me an email, sjordan@envirolume.com. That's SJORDAN @ENVIROLUME.com. Or you can text me on my cell phone anytime, 714-727-8935, and I'll respond. And from there, I'll send you a link to make an appointment with me on my calendar so we can have a free consultation to talk about your business and how I can help.
Stacey, I really appreciate you coming onto the radio today. But Laura, is there any final questions?
Oh my gosh, I don't have
any
any
hope
questions.
We talk a lot more than this, but
I just thank you so much for chatting with me.
Thank you for having me, Laura. I'm here to help. I know where you're at, and I'm still there too. I mean, I know what it's like to be a female in this industry. I was with the boys club all those years at the previous company. I know how you feel.
This is the exclusive Stacey Jordan interview on Kingdom Radio.